Imagine needing a life-saving drug, only to discover its price is sky high and your insurance barely covers it. Now, what if I told you that behind the scenes, billion-dollar pharmaceutical giants are locked in legal battles that could decide whether you ever get a fair price? Today, we're diving into the explosive $407 million antitrust verdict that's shaking the pharmaceutical industry to its core and what it means for your wallet, your health, and the future of drug prices worldwide. In May 2025, Regeneron, a biotech company known for its cutting-edge therapies, stunned the world by winning a $407 million judgment against industry giant Amgen. The battle centered on anti-cholesterol drugs, specifically Regeneron's Praluent and Amgen's Repatha. If you or someone you know struggles with cholesterol, you might have heard of these names. But few people understand the high-stakes chess game that determines which drugs make it onto your insurance plan or how much you'll pay at the pharmacy counter. At the heart of this clash are pharmacy benefit managers, or PBMs, powerful middlemen who decide which medicines are included in your insurance's formulary. Amgen, seeking dominance for Repatha, allegedly offered PBMs irresistible bundled discounts on the condition that they would ensure 80 to 90% of patients received Repatha, not Praluent. On paper, it sounds like a deal: lower prices, more access. But in reality, this strategy threatened to squeeze Regeneron out of the market entirely. According to internal Amgen documents revealed in court, executives knew exactly what they were doing. One email stated bluntly that their approach would make it very difficult for Praluent to compete. The jury agreed. Amgen's bundling scheme crossed the line from tough competition into illegal anti-competitive behavior, violating both the Sherman Act and the Clayton Act, cornerstones of U.S. antitrust law. John Doe, a leading antitrust attorney, put it this way: "This case demonstrates the increasing willingness of courts to scrutinize complex pharmaceutical pricing strategies under antitrust law." For biotech innovators and patients alike, the verdict felt like a rare victory over Big Pharma's market power. But is it really that simple? Jane Smith, a healthcare economist, warns, bundling can be pro-competitive if it results in lower prices for consumers, but the Amgen case suggests it was used to stifle innovation. In other words, not all bundling is bad, but when it locks out competitors, patients can suffer from less choice and higher prices in the long run. The implications are huge. Will more biotech firms now challenge the giants in court? Will the government crack down harder on questionable pricing schemes? Leonard Schleifer, Regeneron's CEO, called the verdict a victory for smaller biotech companies being bullied by larger players. Meanwhile, an Amgen spokesperson insists, "We believe our bundling practices were lawful and pro-competitive, offering PBMs and patients better value." Yet the story is far from over. Amgen has already appealed the verdict, arguing that the courts misinterpreted the market and misunderstood their intent. The FTC, emboldened by Regeneron's win, may ramp up investigations into other pharmaceutical deals, signaling a potential tidal wave of antitrust actions. Professor Michael Carrier of Rutgers Law School predicts, the Regeneron verdict could embolden other companies to challenge pharmaceutical bundling strategies, leading to more antitrust litigation. So, what happens next? Could this single case ignite a movement that finally brings more transparency and lower prices to the prescription drug market? Or will Amgen's appeal flip the script and reinforce the status quo, keeping patients and competitors at the mercy of industry giants? The stakes are enormous, and the outcome may just decide how much you pay for your next prescription. But what happens next? The Regeneron-Amgen verdict has sent shockwaves through the pharmaceutical industry, and the consequences could ripple for years to come. If the judgment stands, we may see a dramatic shift as more biotech firms and rivals challenge pharmaceutical giants over bundling and market access. Antitrust lawsuits could become a new norm, pressuring companies to rethink aggressive discount tactics that lock out competition. Regulators are watching closely. The FTC, emboldened by this outcome, could pursue even stricter oversight of pharmacy benefit manager negotiations and pricing transparency. As Professor Michael Carrier notes, the Regeneron verdict could embolden other companies to challenge pharmaceutical bundling strategies, leading to more antitrust litigation. Yet Amgen's appeal looms. If successful, it could preserve the status quo and deter future challenges. We're at a legal crossroads, and the final outcome will shape not just cholesterol drug markets, but the very rules of pharmaceutical pricing. So what does this mean for you? First, this case highlights the hidden forces behind the medications your doctor prescribes and the prices you pay. Pharmaceutical pricing isn't just about science. It's a high-stakes game of contracts, rebates, and legal maneuvers. Understanding these dynamics helps you make more informed choices and advocate for fairer healthcare policies. If courts and regulators crack down on anti-competitive bundling, we could see more competition, lower prices, and greater access for patients. There's also a lesson for investors and entrepreneurs. The landscape is changing. Companies that rely on aggressive bundling or opaque deals may face new legal risks. Innovation and transparency could become the true competitive advantages in tomorrow's pharma market. So, will this case transform pharmaceutical pricing, or will the old system prevail? The answer is, we're witnessing the first domino. While Amgen's appeal may slow the momentum, the message is clear. Regulators and courts have a renewed appetite to challenge entrenched pricing schemes. And here's a secret. Internal Amgen documents revealed executives knew their strategy would make it very difficult for competitors to survive. Now that knowledge is public, and it's changing the rules. If you found this story eye-opening, hit like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments. Should regulators get even tougher on pharma bundling? Don't miss our next episode, where we reveal how pricing